And welcome to the Motorsport Days 10 questions in 10 minutes. Today I'm joined by Suzie Hine from Roaming Expert. How are you doing, Suzie?
Yeah, I'm really well, thank you. Not bad at all. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Still I think the same for everybody. Struggling to get through, but these chats are pretty good. And I wanted to kind of take this opportunity to find out a bit more about you and also Roaming Expert. So I guess my first question is: you've come from the luxurious world of yachting, straight into motorsport. So how do the two industries compare?
Yeah, I mean, actually, both industries are really quite similar. That's one of the reasons we've sort of expanded to work within this sector a bit more.
Yeah.
You've very much got the same concept of the builders, the drivers, crew, and then, of course, as we all know, the working supply chain, which keeps everything afloat, really. And on top of that, it follows a really similar networking structure. So like a boat show, you'd actually have a track day. So it's been a really quite a simple transition. And as we sort of realized that the yachts need data connectivity seasonally, that's sort of where our ideas came from to obviously also support the race teams as well. So yeah, it's been really well received.
Good stuff. Okay, so how did Roaming Expert then get into motorsport?
Yeah, good question. Well, it's been really organic actually. So I think we worked with United Autosport for about 7 or 8 years on their mobile phone connections. So we sort of obviously from that realized there was a lot of similarity between the two industries. So we had a conversation with them and addressed that the mobile phone side has actually been quite a big issue for them. Especially when the race teams, travel globally, they can really rack up and incur pretty hefty roaming charges. So we sort of put our heads together, took on board their comments, and thought about what other solutions can we possibly offer for the industry. The main thing we obviously wanted to do before that was prove ourselves from a customer service perspective and reliability point of view. And then we wanted to expand into new areas. So this was when we got speaking to them and we realized that, during the races, they had real issues with patchy Wi-Fi connectivity, and also they were being really, really overcharged by the circuits. So we got thinking, and that's when sort of our brainchild came out of the Tag Wi-Fi box.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know, that's basically our plug-in and go solution for connectivity anywhere around the world, which those teams stick with them, or they can rent it as well.
Okay, cool. So that's obviously pretty famously known for that as well. So talk us through why you're different from your rivals.
Yeah, I mean, well, as I said, sort of the Tag Wi-Fi box really enabled us to enter the market with a specific product. But actually, very much the core of our company is more on the mobile phone connections, and this is where we really stand out actually from our competitors from this model. To give you an example, without name dropping too much, High-Tech GP came on board as a Tag Wi-Fi customer. They've been very impressed with our range of services, which we're obviously happy to hear. So now we look after their mobile phones as well. So we've realized there's, a lot more elements than just one or the other. We can really support teams or companies, from both sort of aspects. In terms of our USPs, I think the main element is our flexibility. Like what we can offer is pretty unrivaled if you go direct to the networks. There's no sort of one size fits all approach. It's very, very tailored specifically for a company's needs. Yeah. So in order for us to kind of analyze and see what the best needs are, we would profile a company. So let's say we're looking at MsD, we'd say, right, guys, how many users are there? What's your itinerary like for the year? Where will you be traveling? What devices do you use? How much data do you need, etc.? So, quite standard stuff, but from that, we can really build an idea of exactly what your requirements are. Yeah. That enables us to put forward a personalized cost-saving proposal. which it's been really, really quite effective for a lot of companies. And another thing we offer, which I know the major networks try and steer against, but our whole ethos is flexibility. So whilst they like to lock you in maybe for a 24-month contract, we really like companies to sort of come and go as they please when they've got new starters joining, etc. So we offer all of our plans on a 30-day rolling basis, which, you know, I'm sure you can imagine is pretty effective for people.
Yeah.
Another difference between us, so let's say wherever you might be in London and you only get signal with O2, but the other Ben, or wherever he might be in Exeter, let's say he needs Vodafone. Traditionally under the network, you only have one option. But because we work with all the networks, we can offer multiple networks under one bill, under one invoice per month. So again, that's pretty effective. And once you are a customer of ours, it's not a case of, oh great, you signed up, we'll leave you now. We very much do like to work with you on a regular basis. So we'll actually analyze your data and provide a quarterly audit. So we can see, you know, every few months, right, we've seen you spent too much money here. How can we adjust that and continue to look at cost saving activities? So yeah.
Gosh, yeah.
Flexibility, I guess, is what sets us aside.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess, you know, looking at it with the significant savings on mobile phone contracts, you know, how can you be cheaper than what the network providers, you know, put out already? How's that work?
Good question. A lot of people are quite confused by that. Because we basically buy in at quite a high level wholesale, we get discount because we buy bulk minutes and bulk data. So in essence, that enables us to be able to share that with our clients. So that's the major reason where we get our discounts from. You know, we know that companies, as I said earlier, the major cost saving can be in roaming and international calling. So we would really assess where you're traveling and we put forward specific country bolt-ons, for example. We can add them on, take them off as you please. It's not something you'll pay for every month if you're not using. And that we've seen huge discounts from that mentality. Another thing we like to offer clients is actually a shared data pool. So we all know that if you go, you know, your overage, if you spend over your data allowance per month, that can really rack up big charges. But we like to offer a pool. So one user might use a lot one month, another not, you know, not a lot at all. And that way it's all shared. And that's a good way to get around going over per user.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, I can imagine a lot of teams would be certainly interested after hearing that, because that, you know, certainly is a financial saving is the one thing, and obviously the flexibility, as you say. So when you first
people being told off individually, like, oh, you've done 26 this month, but you've only done one. So yeah, it's a bit more discreet.
Exactly. So when you talk to a lot of these teams, I guess your first experience of that was the Spa 24-hour. What was that like?
Oh God, it's amazing. First word that springs to mind is loud. I mean, as anyone can probably remember their first race, like I've seen the pictures and videos, I didn't really know what to expect in real life. And it was really impressive. I was kind of sucked in from that moment. Obviously the energy, meeting all the teams, being like in the pits with them, just a whole new level and a whole new understanding. And for me personally, it was very educational. You know, I got to see the tag Wi-Fi boxes in action. I got to put faces to names, continue to network. So yeah, it was wicked. Oh, and also I very much enjoyed the cold Belgian beer at the end of the day. That was obviously a favorite plus.
That's good for everybody. Okay, so you guys are going to be exhibiting at Motorsport Days Live in November, which is about 6 or 7 months away. What products are you looking to bring and to showcase to everybody?
So it's our third year, which thank you for having us again. We're really excited to come. So we'll have our tag Wi-Fi box to showcase, and we'll be doing live demos for anyone that wants to see that in action. Darren, the director, that's more his side, so he'll be more than happy to walk you through that. One thing to note as well, it's not just specific to the motorsport industry. We've found a lot of clients within the event industry are using this box as well for hospitality lounges, etc. So yeah, it's got a lot of multi-purpose elements to it. But I'll be there as well talking about the connection side. So if anyone wants to pop by, more than happy to have a nice chat.
Great stuff. So is that what are you kind of looking to gain then from the event? Is it to contact new teams, and I guess everybody is almost on your criteria?
Yeah, very much. I mean, the key element to it is we want to raise our profile. Essentially, we want to be seen as the go-to for a telecoms provider. It's brand awareness, continue to liaise with our current clients. And of course, we all want new business, so it's meeting new teams, new companies. But yeah, it's also, I think it's really important to educate yourself, be part of your seminars, keep abreast of industry changes, and really sort of mix with the key people. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Fantastic. Well, we look forward to seeing you there. Well, look, thank you very much.
To track with obviously the social distancing. I know you've got some measures in place, haven't you?
Yeah, we certainly have. There's quite a few things. Did a short interview with my supercar last week, and just talked about we're being very conscious of both the exhibitor and the visitors, how they can continue networking but also stay safe. So there's quite a few announcements we'll have in order to do our bit on that side. But yeah, look, really appreciate your time. So I guess that any race team or anybody who wants to contact you before the event, then is there go straight to the website, I guess, to contact you.
Absolutely. Oh, we are getting questions at the moment about 5G as well.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. So. I mean that seems to be a bit of a minefield, but something that's pretty big at helping the internet connectivity then.
Yeah, massively. I mean, it's very technical. It's very hard to kind of give an overview. I actually asked our technical director today. I was like, I feel like people are asking this of us a lot. Can you walk me through or give me some ideas? So he doesn't think it will have a massive effect on cellular speeds around the track anytime soon. He thinks maybe within a few years. 5G at lower frequencies will still have the same issues as 4G in that the local infrastructure will become overloaded on race day, as we've all seen at any event, festival, whatever it might be. For general connectivity for spectators and engineers, improved Wi-Fi will still be the best option for quite a while to come. He does think, though, that there are some specialist areas where 5G may provide functionality increases much sooner than full 5G being, deployed on a widespread fashion. So currently, most of these are focused on improving in-vehicle connectivity. So it could be a better service for telemetry upload or, live video streaming from within the car, which we all know is absolutely paramount. However, again, it really depends on the track and whether they've deployed small 5G cells around that. So it's all, there's a lot of elements to it to consider. But yeah, we'll keep everyone posted as we know more and as that technology evolves.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think it's especially with people like VBox, who have created the new in-car footage so people can do live telemetry and learn much more than having to ask the driver many times, and seeing that come from Formula One down into more the amateur side of things is pretty big. And again, it's all about that connectivity and information, which is so key to these teams.
Yeah,
good stuff. All right. Well, look, thank you very much. Really appreciate your time and filling us in on that. So if anyone does want to contact you, as I say, I guess they can go over to your website and find out more information. And we'll put a link at the end of this video as well. But thank you very much for your time, Suzie. I'm sure. No worries. I'm sure I'll see you soon. And yeah, thank you very much.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Hi, Chris Dawes here. I've stepped away from the commentary box for a change and I'm in front of the camera because this time I'm talking about my business, Open Doors Training. Founded by myself as a project of passion because I felt so lucky that I get paid to do the things I do now. Commentating, hosting awards, voiceover artist, TV, radio, podcasts, live shows, you name it, all of those things are an absolute privilege. Especially when I came from someone who was paralysed by fear when I had to present at university and when I first went into business after graduating. But thankfully, I got accused of making IT entertaining when I was in my sales and marketing role. I know, not that easy, but I'm proud of that one. And that's what really was the trigger, enabled me to carry on with all the different things I do now. I want to now help others open doors that they may not yet know exist. And you never will know exist unless you put yourself in a position where you can be heard. Whether that's in business, in public sector, in sport, all of it is the same. If you're silent, no one will know you exist and how good you are at things. You've got to put yourself in a position where you open those doors, at least so that you can knock on the doors and they know you are there. So that is what we do here at Open Doors Training. It's not about creating blueprints of presenters or media darlings or whatever it may be. It's about unlocking you. Instead of being the contained version of you, we want to get 110% of you. You probably exaggerate it by 10%. I'm sure I'm not like this when I'm at home on the sofa. The wife would kill me. But it is about still being you. And that is what we work on within all of our training. So come on over, opendoorstraining.co.uk. Let's have a conversation to see how we may be able to assist you going into, hopefully, a better year in 2021.
So my name's Tom Ingram. I'm competing in the British Touring Car Championship with Team Toyota GB. So the BTCC is one of the toughest championships around. There's so many quick drivers. So to get the edge, you've got to be looking for any little millisecond of improvement. So whether that be from training hard at the gym or having the best kit around, you've got to find the edge any way possible. So the thing I love about the Walero products the most is the temperature regulation. And not only does it regulate my temperature and keep me cool when it's really hot, but when we're testing in the middle of winter, it keeps me warm as well. The feel of these is amazing. They're so soft, you could wear this to bed and be more than happy. So the lower under has really helped my performance and reduce the effects of the heat on my body and the heat fatigue that I'm finding. That's where I'm finding a big improvement. So over the course of it doesn't matter if I'm testing, it doesn't matter if I'm racing, I'm just not feeling quite as fatigued as I would have been without it.
Performance Box Touch is not only a super accurate performance meter, it can also be used as a sophisticated predictive lap timer, using GPS rather than distance to allow you to accurately compare how your current lap time compares with your fastest, corner by corner. Quick and easy to install, it automatically identifies the circuit you are driving on and loads the relevant track maps from our extensive database. Using a performance box for the first time, VW Classic Championship racer Dan Rose talks us through how he benefited from the system's bright delta speed LEDs on track.
Yeah, a few times you'd go in and basically it would come up green, so you thought, yeah, and then mid-bend it was really sort of pushing on a bit, and you'd come out and you was red, so you had to get the balance right of going in and getting the green going in and the green coming out, so you knew that was the best way through there.
Using a lap timer mode, Dan was able to monitor how modifications to his car affected his performance on track.
Like changing the roll bars, we could see that we're a couple of seconds slower straight away and that certain areas it's not working. And then when you flick back, it's working and it shows up on the times and also in your sectors. So the predictive lap times really work.
Given a quick lesson on the Circuit Tools data analysis software to pinpoint exactly where time is being lost and then going through his data from the day, Dan said,
Looking back at the data now, we're a bit further on in the day, we can see that certain lines worked, certain lines didn't. Carrying a bit more speed into the first bend seems to have given us a bit more pace. And also we can look at different sectors where in a couple of laps I was quicker, but actually putting all those sectors together so that they work, which we've looked at, and then we'll go back out and have another go. But so far we've gained 2 or 3 seconds throughout the day, which has really worked well with us. So when we come back racing we should be up there.